going on, folks? It's your boy Lazy Lightsaber back at it again for another one today. So we're going to discuss the rumor about Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 being on a new console per a podcast from Digital Foundry. So let's jump right into it. What happened? Fam, what happened? I'm out sick for a week and the internet explodes talking about Breath of the Wild 2 is just going to be on the Switch, but it's also going to be on the next Switch, or maybe it's just going to be for the new Switch that's coming out March of 2023 because of technical limitations for the Nintendo Switch. So I don't know who these guys are. I'm not taking away their credit. They may be good. I never heard of them, so I'm sure they're uber famous and they break a lot of stories and stuff. But I'm going to disagree heavily on what these guys are saying. One, the game was delayed because games have been getting delayed since the beginning of time, especially during these times with our world and the way things are going. And with the massive chip shortage that's out there, I don't think Nintendo is in a position to launch a new console next year. And we're talking about March of next year. Like, we would have heard something about that by now. And I don't think there's a limitation to this game running on the Nintendo Switch itself. Don't forget, guys, they're using the exact same formula, the exact same blueprint that they used on Zelda Breath of the Wild 1 on this game. And then they're going to, on top of that, add things to it. Now, I'm not saying there's not setbacks, which is the reason for the delay to make the game polished, but I don't think this is showing signs that, because the clouds were shaped a certain way, that, that means automatically that, that trailer looked too good to be on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, it's happened before, like Breath of the Wild itself, great game, came out on the Wii U and it came out as well on the Nintendo Switch. And this is something that Nintendo has done before. But I do not believe that this game was delayed because the system couldn't handle it. I believe this game was delayed because they needed more time to work on the game. And I also don't think that a new console is coming next year, 2023, with the way things are right now. That doesn't mean a new console's not being worked on. Of course Nintendo's working on a new console. We all know this. But I don't think it's coming out, and I don't think it's tied to this game, and I don't think that the trailer is showing that this is some kind of 4K, it's too good to work on the regular Switch, this must be a 4K Switch. No. A perfect example is this game. So I want you to imagine a world where this game did not come out on the Wii U and it actually came out on the Nintendo Switch. Like, if they were announcing this as a stopgap between Breath of the Wild 2 and this game was actually coming out during that time, you would think that this game looks good and you would think, yeah, this is a Switch game. It doesn't look bad. It looks to current platform. And this is on the Wii U, all right? And it still looks good because of the cell shading art style that they use. Wind Waker HD, if it were coming out today, you would believe that, yeah, this is not a remake. It's a new game coming out on the Switch because it looks that good. Cell shading is the same type of thing that they use on Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is the reason why it looks so good and it will continue to look good for years to come. And when the next Switch comes out, Breath of the Wild will still hold the test of time the same way that Wind Waker HD does today. This game looks good. If it were coming out on the Switch, you wouldn't second guess to say, yeah, those are Switch graphics. So I think that same logic can be applied now to this new Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. It looks great because Nintendo is great at optimizing their consoles to squeeze out every single drop of power to make the game look as best as it can. So if there were guys out there that were just hoping that, oh yes, this is the case, finally 4K Switch Pro. Sorry guys, you know what? If You want to dislike this video, go ahead. But I don't think that's happening in 2023. Not because of Zelda. I don't know if later on that year that's going to happen. I honestly don't know. And nobody does unless you work at Nintendo. But I don't think that the delay of this game is indicative of a new Switch version or a Switch Pro or a Switch 2 or a next generation from Nintendo coming. I don't think it is. I think the game just looks good, which is great. It's running on the Switch, which is awesome. And they're able to kind of make the game look top tier, you know, top quality type of game. Don't forget that Zelda Breath of the Wild was the first game that came out. And as you know, as you go deeper into a generation, games start to look better because people learn to optimize that console more and more and more. So I think this is what we're seeing here today is Nintendo optimizing the Nintendo Switch to the best of the capabilities they can to bring out this game. So those are my thoughts, guys, on this situation. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button as well if you're enjoying the content. It does feel good to be back. I know I was out for a whole week there, just with a horrible stomach bug, but we're back in it, baby. Lazy Lightsaber. We're past that 1G subscriber count. Thank you very much to all of you who have subscribed and are still rocking with me today. It's your boy Lazy Lightsaber. I greatly appreciate it. Peace out. May the force be with you.